Now, a while back, there was a very interesting and potentially very exciting news in regards to actress and activist Shailene Woodley. Shailene Woodley might run for office one day. Now, this is exciting news if you're a progressive or if you were a die-hard Bernie Sanders supporter, because she was there in the front lines fighting, trying to get Bernie elected. She was there fighting against the Dakota Access Pipeline, which was a big struggle that we were trying to win. She just showed a lot of courage and heart during the past election season. So in that way, this news is very exciting. Specifically, Shailene says,
"There was a point last year when I was working for Bernie Sanders where I thought, maybe I'll run for Congress in a couple years. And you know what? I'm not going to rule it out. Who knows? Life is big and I'm young."
now look, this is far from a guaranteed thing. It just sounds like a hypothetical at this point. And it could go either way. But now, if she does run, this is very important. If she does run, we have to make sure she runs the right way. Just like any politician. Doesn't matter how much we like them. Doesn't matter what they did in the past. Each time they run, or in this case, for Shailene, it would be the first time she runs, we have to make sure they do it the right way. And what is the right way? The right way is making sure that they run funded solely by the people. No big money, no super PACs. It's got to be funded by the people, small dollar donations. Why? Because we know the effect that money has had on our political system. It has essentially made the average person not have any impact on politics in America.
According to a famous study testing theories of American politics, elites, interest groups, and average citizens, multivariate analysis indicates that economic elites and organized groups representing business interests have substantial independent impacts on U.S. government policy, while average citizens and mass-based interest groups have little or no independent influence. Now let's delve deeper into this study in order to show you why the authors came to the conclusion that they did. In this study, the authors looked at the impact that interest groups, economic elites, and average citizens have on public policy. Now, ideally, public opinion should directly correlate with the probability of adoption of a public policy. And the line should look something like this, starting from zero, the origin, and going all the way up, upright in a diagonal manner. If 10% of the people favor a policy, then there should be a 10% chance of adoption. If 30% favor the policy, then it should have a 30% chance of adoption. And if there are 70% of people who want to propose policy, then it should be a 70% chance of adoption. That's the ideal. So first, let's take a look at how the desires of interest groups impact the likelihood of adoption for public policy and compare it to the ideal. Now, as you can see, although not identical, the desires of interest groups does have a positive correlation or negative correlation depending on the probability of adoption of public policy. The line is moving in the same general direction as the ideal. Now let's take a look at economic elites and the impact they have on the probability of adoption. Now again, remember, this is your ideal. And now let's compare it to the economic elites. Again, as you can see, although not identical to the ideal, economic elites, their desires, do have a direct impact on the probability of adoption, similar to the ideal. The more economic elites want a policy, the more likely we are to get it. Moreover, the less they desire a policy, the less likely we are going to get it. Finally, let's take a look at the average citizen. Again, remember, this is our ideal. The line should move in an upwards right direction. Alright, now let's take a look at what the chart for the average citizen looks like. And as you can see, it looks nothing like it's supposed to. The desires of average citizens have almost no impact on whether or not policy is adopted. That's what that horizontal line means. It doesn't matter if nobody wants the policy. It doesn't matter if 30%, 40%, 50%. It's all virtually the same. The desires of average citizens have no impact, virtually no impact, on the probability of adoption of policy. This is the state our country is in right now. This is the effect of money in politics.
So we have to make sure any person, any politician, runs a campaign funded by the people and for the people. If we make sure our politicians that we elect are funded solely by the people, as opposed to multinational corporations, super PACs, and big money contributors, I think we will finally be able to have a government that represents all of us, and not just the wealthy. So here's to hoping that Shailene does runs the right way, and represents the people the way that we know that she can. Hey guys, if you want to help out this show, you can follow our various social media links. Also, we have a Facebook group that you can join as well. And if you want to follow me on social media, you could do that as well. Alright guys.